Namo Namaha, Andariki Namaskaram, Shubhodayam. Today is the second day of our talk on Sanatana Dharma by Dr. Visalakshi, our Vice President. Yesterday we had a very good talk on this, and also we had decided that we all will have a small assignment of writing a paragraph of what you understood by Sanatana Dharma. So accordingly, I made a Google form. That Google form is a simple Google form, which will ask you. I will just show you also, if possible, now. Some people have reacted for that. That is R&D. This is R&D. I'll. Good. 1 minute, Visalakshi Mahodaya, then. This is what exams, autocrat, certificate, feedback, and customer. I think it will be on feedback. 1 minute. No, not this. Okay, I'm not getting it. I will see it. I will show you later. Only thing, you have to just open the Google form as you have done it earlier also, and then start filling up what you understood by Google form. In that, it's Sanaatana Dharma. Okay, let us have Prarthana. Sorry, Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Sisi Babu Garu, can we have that?
Yeah. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Tasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala sobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram. Namaskar.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
And now next we will have Prarthana, Lakshmi Vasundharaji.
Devya Namaskaraha. Dhyanam 1 minute after 3 times Omkaram. Dhyanam. शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। शरदिन्दुसमाकारे परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणि वासरापीठनिलये सरस्वती नमोऽस्तुते। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृदङ्गमय। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः।
धन्यवादः धन्यवादः Sundara Mahodaya. Now let us request Dr. Visalakshi Mahodaya to start her lecture.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय. Now today, we are starting late at 6:40. Even then, just within 1 hour, I will just try to summarize. But anyhow, we can never completely, or at least to the satisfaction of all of us, can never talk about or discuss about all the topics, all the items, all the perspectives and views of this Sanatana Dharma. Yesterday, I gave 7 plus 21, 28 points. Out of them, first 7, I will try a little. 7th one also only touching. Then 8th one, I will not be able to do any sort of justice while speaking, because all the Punarjanma Karma Siddhanta, Bhakti Jnana Karma Dhyana Yogas, etc., all these topics as it is, they are as big as we discussed that Shodasa Samskaras in our class. So, all the topics, all of us know, all of you also know. So in latter course, if you are interested, you can listen to all these, which I told that is before in our Veda Samskruti Samiti in Telugu medium, that you can listen if you are interested, or you can refer to any other books. Now, yesterday, we started giving explanation of 6th point, I think. So anyhow, the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma, we are speaking yesterday. So the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma is in our uninterrupted knowledge, Jnana Sampada, the wealth of knowledge. So since time immemorial, our Sanatana Dharma is existing, facing so many invasions. Bhaktiar Khilji burnt into ashes nearly 1,10,00,000 of our Sanatana Dharma Jnana Granthas, Talapatra Granthas and manuscripts at Takshashila, which all of us are fully aware of. Those books, actually, they were burnt continuously, nearly for 3 months, they said. So we can imagine how vast knowledge and so many branches we have lost. Many foreigners wanted to destroy our culture and our knowledge. And also they wanted to take it away to their places also. Even that is a little better. So they took away some of our granthas to their countries and are utilizing them. That is why they got respect for the spirituality and great knowledge that we are having. So many of them demolished and damaged our granthalayas, our temples, our devata vigrahas, and ruthlessly they killed our pandits, scholars, intellectuals, wise people and teachers, gurus. British people tried to completely remove our Sanatana Dharma from the minds of all Bharatiyas, and they wanted to remove our Samskrita Bhasha, which is the base of all our Samskruti, and our Gurukula type of education system, by which we all are becoming great scholars and wise. And they introduced their own English language and their style of education and wrote our history according to their will and wish, and made our people study that. So many of our Bharatiyas underwent Bhavadasya, which should be removed from their minds. Many of our leaders also fell under their grip and could not realize the greatness of our own culture, our own language, and Samskrita Bhasha greatness. They could not understand. So they thought that maybe Samskriti is only for a limited people and it's very difficult to understand, so it need not be given any importance. Like that, even our leaders after independence also, they thought and ignored our Samskrita Bhasha. Though so many Shastras have been rooted out by burning the Granthalayas, though out of 1132 Shakas of our Vedas, there were 1132 Veda Shakas, but now only 11 Shakas are remaining. You imagine how much vast knowledge we lost. So at present, the Veda Shakas remaining are only 11. And out of them also, only 7 Shakas have been being taught as Guru Sishya Parampara to the citizens, that is to all Bharatiyas. So whatever knowledge is given there, in those 7 shakas or 11 shakas, branches of our Vedas, even that made the world wonderstruck at the knowledge of our Upanishads, especially. By going through the Upanishads, they wondered a lot to the knowledge and the procedure, how our ancient sages developed. At least now it is the time for all of us Bharatiyas to arise from the slumber of ignorance and Atmanyunata Bhava, and thinking wrongly as this world is thinking that every invention occurred due to foreigners regarding all aspects of sciences, etc., all subjects. Even if we keep our Vedas and Vedic knowledge aside, the greatest scholars were born in our country who studied Vedas and taking the slokas as roots, developed many Siddhantas, many Shastras, even in medieval age and modern age also. But none of them recognized their originality and greatness. That is, the world has not recognized the greatness of these our scholars born in our motherland and developed the Shastras and gave wonderful jnana to the entire world. But now they have recognized that at least now people are recognizing, even foreigners are recognizing the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma, the knowledge inherent there, and the greatness of Samskrita Bhasha. And many countries, they are making their people study Sanskritam. Our great personalities, Bodhayana, gave Ganita Shastra theorems. He invented pi, which is in our Shulba Sutras. Later, Pythagoras spoke of pi. All the worldly people, they speak about Pythagoras and they do not know about our Bodhayana Maharshi. Our Aryabhatta invented the value of pi. Aryabhatta is the greatest astronomer, astrologer, physician, physicist, and mathematician. He wrote Aryabhattiya. He spoke about the decimal system, number theory, trigonometry, then geometry, algebra, etc., the branches of mathematics. It is he who invented zero, which is there in our Vedas. After Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta worked in that direction and spoke about Sphuta Siddhanta, The great Ganitaveta Bhaskaracharya gave to humanity arithmetics, Bija Ganita and algebra, etc. The sphere system and Graha Ganita, mathematics of planets. Our Jaina Guru Mahaviracharya also contributed a lot to the subject mathematics. He wrote a book, Ganitasara Sangraha. Our Maharshis contributed a lot to the knowledge in manifold to Vedanta, Tarka, ontology, etc., astrology, astronomy, many other, all subjects which we are studying now also, etc., many subjects. Our great Rishi called Kanada Maharshi, because he maintained his life just by picking up the grains fallen on ground in the fields and eating them, he is called as Kanada. Kana, ada atti means to eat. Kana means the grains, small. His original name was something, but he became famous by name Kanada. And also people called him as Kanada because he spoke about the kanas, the atoms. He developed Anu Siddhanta, Vaiseshika Darsana, one of the Shad Darsanas. It is written by Kanada Maharshi. He was the first person to speak of atomic theory. Later to him came Varaha Mihira, very great person. He did researches on hydrology, ecology, astronomy, etc. subjects. He is a great astrologer. He wrote Bruhat Samhita, which now presently people are using for astronomy. Later, Nagarjuna, he did most astonishing research in chemistry. He tried to change metal to gold. Our Vemana, who wrote Vemana Setaka, got success in changing any metal to gold with Parasavedi Vidya, which is there in our Vedas and our Shastras. In the field of medicine, our Bharatiya stood first. Ayurveda is the first medical science, we can say. Atreya Maharshi and Charaka Maharshi brought Ayurveda Vidya from heaven to the earth, from Brahmadeva to the earth, and treated people with all those medicines, which is given by the nature from the herbs. Sushruta was the most famous and first surgeon in the world. Nobody can surpass him. He wrote Sushruta Samhita. Our Patanjali Maharshi wrote Yoga Darsana, one of Shad Darsanas. The Yoga Sutras play an important role in the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional balance of health of all the people, those who follow them by doing pranayama and yogasanas. Our Jagadguru Sri Adisankara Bhagavad Padacharya, unimaginable methods he got, and he is such a great treasure of our Sanatana Dharma that suppose he has not come here, we could not be living now as we are living and leading our life happily in a very systematic and cultured manner, worshipping the gods and aiming for the final aim of our life. The greatness of our Sanatana Dharma is in all these great personalities about whom all the citizens of our India, first Bharat Desha, should be made to know, and the world also. We should make the people realize this fact. The greatness of our Sanatana Dharma is there in our Vedic knowledge, Vaidika Jnana, in our Maharshis, in our holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Vrishadvati, Krishna, Tungabhadra, etc., many pious rivers. Our great sages like Valmiki Maharshi, Vedavyasa Maharshi, Gautama Maharshi, Bharadwaja, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Jamadagni, Rishyasringa, Tyavana, Shamita, Kashyapa Maharshi, etc. So many Maharshis were there. They are there now also. They are here, who always they protect the entire mankind with the power of their penance and their knowledge. And the Siddhasramas which are there, the Tapobhumis, Devabhumis and Siddhasramas are there at different places in our Bharata Desha. At least the place which is now called as Bharat Desha also, there are so many tapobhumis at Sri Sela, at Himalayas, at Naimisaranya, Haridwara. So at so many places, Kurukshetra is also a divine place, even that is. So such Divya Kshetras are like Kashi, Sri Sela, Sri Kalahasti, Tirupati, then Badrinath, Kedarnath, Haridwar, Rishikesh, then Dwadasha Jyotirlingas, Ashtadasha Shaktipeethas, etc. They are great kshetras where the invincible, unimaginable Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti, that power is kept and brought, and that is where actually that great power of Vishwa Chaitanya is existing. Our rishis detected that and built temples there, so that those who go there, the devotees, can get that power into them and lead a peaceful and happy life. And Sri Mahavishnu, when came to earth taking avatars, they did penance. That is, Lord Vishnu did penance at certain places. Then Maharshis performed penance at several places, and all those places became Siddhasramas, Siddha Bhumis, then Deva Bhumis, etc. Where even if ordinary people do penance, they can attain Siddhi. That is why they are called as Siddhasramas. There are Chiranjeevis in our pious motherland. All of them are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. That is why, even though lakhs of years are passing away and so many invasions are there, even then we could survive and withstand because of the greatness of and blessings of all these Maharshis, great people, Chiranjeevis and Siddhasramas, pious rivers, then all these great spiritualities. Even in our present days, there are several great people who are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. They are the Trimatacharyas, Jagadguru Sri Adisankara Bhagavatpadacharya, then Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, Sri Vallabhacharya, and their Sishya Parampara, then Swami Vidyaranya, Sri Ramana Maharshi, Sri Samartha Ramadasa Sadguru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, then Paramacharya, our Jagadguru Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamiji, etc. Innumerable people and all Jagadguru Parampara of 5 Pithas established by Adisankara Bhagavatpadacharya. They all are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is there in the blood and thoughts and behavior of all of us. We should practice it and protect our Sanatana Dharma. This comes under 4th point that I took yesterday. Then 5th point is actually what is Dharma. Now we should know what is Dharma. We should analyze sharply and know what is Dharma. Regarding what is Dharma, sages defined and explained in many ways, because even the word Dharma itself gives, it should be known with different perspectives. Vedas told about Dharma, Puranas, Itihasas, Srimad Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, then Dharma Shastras, Kavya Natakas, even Supashitas, our entire Sahitya spoke about Dharma. In manifold way they spoke. The word Dharma has come from the root Dhru, Dhara, to bear, Dharati, we say. Dharanat Dharma ityahuhu, Dharmo dharayate prajaha, by which power this whole universe is being maintained. The movable and immovable nature is being maintained properly. The entire mankind is living mutually, happily, that by which a sort of system will not be broken. That is called as Dharma. For any object, it got its own natural traits. That is called as Dharma. When God created this universe to maintain this properly, God created certain code of conduct, certain rules and restrictions to be followed by all of us, all human beings and living creatures and even nature. That is called as Dharma. to maintain equanimity in the nature, to follow the rules of the nature. God has created certain rules to be followed. Those rules are called as dharma. If we purchase any article, either fridge or washing machine or anything, they give us a sort of brochure which explains us how to use that particular article. Similarly, even Paramatma, when created this wonderful nature, Srishti, when he did this Srishti, with all sorts of objects of enjoyments for the sake of living beings, and also with that, he gave us a certain way of life, which we can say is the key to open this nature and enjoy what all greatness and happiness and pleasures and bliss are all are hidden in this nature. Paramatma gave us the key to open it and use it properly. That key is the Sanatana Dharma, the way of life with which we have to live here on this earth. So he gave us, that is, Paramatma gave us certain way of life by following which we can enjoy all sorts of happiness from the nature and finally reach Paramatma after leaving this body. That is called as Dharma. That Dharma is Veda Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. Dharma means Sanatana Dharma. The word Dharma got several meanings. The word Dharma is very vast. It got several phases. Dharma is being practiced in several margas, several ways. Dharma means punya. Dharma means nyaya, satya, niti, that is morals. Dharma means yajna charana, satkarma charana. Dharma is Paramatma. Bhagavan, Paramatma is called as Dharma. Dharmo hi vishwasya jagatah pratishta. The name and fame of this world is Dharma. That is, they are dependent on Dharma. If we follow Dharma, we get name and fame and happy life here and hereafter, and we can get moksha also. Shastra Vihita Karma Charana is Dharma. Shastra Nishiddha Karma Charana is Adharma. We should be careful in distinguishing what is Dharma and what is Adharma. Only a hair breadth of difference will be there sometimes. We should be able to discriminate it properly with our intelligence and the knowledge given to us by our gurus and shastras. So we should do the karmas that are given to us in shastras. Dharmo hi vishwasya jagatah pratishta loke dharmishtam praja upasarpanti. Dharmo dharmena papam dharmena papam apanudati. Dharmo dharme sarvam pratishtitam tasma dharmam paramam vadanti. Thus Veda spoke that for all dharmas, dharma is the base, adhara. In this world, people approach a dharmika, a person who knows dharmas and practices dharma. He is dharmika. So by practicing, one can remove the sins he performed knowingly or unknowingly. Will attain punya. Even everything is established in dharma only. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam, they said. That is why we should approach dharma, we should practice dharma. All great and noble people become ready to give away everything in their life, but they never leave their dharma. To protect the dharma, if they have to abandon even their life, unhesitatingly they come forward to leave even their body, even their lives. That is how they followed the dharma. That is the greatness of such dharmikas like Sri Ramachandra, Satya Harishchandra, Dharmaraja, Shivi Chakravarti, Bali Chakravarti, Nala Maharaja, etc. So many dharmikas are there in our Sanatana Dharma, born in our motherland. Many people, they lost their properties, their kingdoms, but they never lost their Satya and Dharma vratas. Dharma alone is eternal. The fruit of Dharma is eternal. Actually, why we should practice Dharma? Because Just as if we know the dharmas of articles and also use them, we can get complete benefit from them. Similarly, if we know Srishti Dharma, the Dharma given by Paramatma to us, the Prakriti Dharma, Vastu Dharma, Jiva Dharma, and Atma Dharma, and lead the life here accordingly, then we can achieve what all we have to achieve here on this earth to enjoy and also achieve hereafter, that is in getting Swargalokas, etc. That is why Nannaya Pattarka, who translated some part of Mahabharata into Telugu, he said a wonderful poem. ధర్మజ్ఞులైన పురుషులు ధర్మమునకు కీడు చేయు ధర్మమునెందు ధర్మముగా మది దలపరు ధర్మమే సర్వంబునకు హితంబుగ వలయున్. Those who are aware of dharma, they never consider that dharma as dharma which does harm to dharma. Dharma should always be do good and benefit to others. Dharmat sanjayate hyartho dharmat kamophi jayate dharma eva apavargaya tasmat dharmam samashrayet. By following dharma, we can get artha. Artha means wealth, and artha also means fulfillment of any work. By dharma, the kama can be obtained, desires. Dharma is the cause of getting moksha. That is why one should always follow dharma. The same idea is given in another sloka. Dharmad arthak prabhavati, dharmat prabhavate sukham, dharmena labhate sarvam, dharmasaram idam jagat. Manu Dharma Shastra said like this: Dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, tasmat dharmo na hantavyo, mano dharmo hato vatihi. If we destroy dharma, that is, do not follow dharma, that destroys us. If we protect dharma, that dharma protects us. Therefore, at any circumstances, at any cost, we should not let dharma get destroyed. We should always follow dharma and protect it. Now, the sixth point is, how many varieties of dharmas are there? Dharma is of manifold and many faces, we thought, isn't it? So, there are several dharmas, we can say. There are Shashvata dharmas, eternal dharmas, which never change with the change of either time or person or place. They are Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. So many are there. There are certain dharmas which change with the change of time or place or person. From person to person, dharma changes. That is dharma what is it? Dharma at one place may not be dharma at another place. Dharma of somebody may not be dharma of others. Dharma of a particular time may not be dharma of some other time. So they change. They are samanya dharmas. So there are Shashvata dharmas like Rutam in nature. There are Samanya dharmas, common dharmas. And also there are Vishesha dharmas, particular dharmas, which are to be followed at a particular place by particular persons. So there are dharma sukshmas, which all of us should try to understand. These dharma sukshmas have been discussed and spoken in our Mahabharata in a very lengthy way with great stories, so that all people can understand properly. So Maharshis gave us in such a wonderful manner. So there are dharma sukshmas, apad dharmas, manava dharmas, prakriti dharmas, sharira dharmas, then vyashti dharmas, samishti dharmas, swadharmas, paradharmas, etc. Several dharmas are there. We should know thoroughly all these dharmas and follow them in our lives. Atma dharma is the most important dharma among all these dharmas for everyone. But one should know what is Atma Dharma. Atma Dharma means that dharma by which we elevate ourselves into higher regimes, develop Sattvaguna, Sattvika Swabhava, and elevate our sattva guna to suddha sattvika guna, and that by which we attain the paramagamya of our life, that is achieving moksha, approaching and getting Paramatma, and that is becoming one with Godhood. So that is Paramadharma. So from that point of view, to save that Paramadharma, we can leave all dharmas also. That is what they said. Even Sri Krishna Paramatma said, Uddhared Atman Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. Atmeva hi Atmano Bandhur Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha. Here the word Atma is spoken in the sense of mind. Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamokshayo. It is our mind that is our friend, and that is our foe also, enemy also. It is due to mind that we get elevate ourselves, and it is due to the mind which gets attracted with the objects of the nature, we fall down. So Atman, we should elevate ourselves. Uddhared Atmana Atmanam. We should always try to elevate our Atma by our Atma, that is by practicing dharmika life, and then we should never let our Atma perish. Na Atmanam avasadayet. Avasadana means loss, perishing. Atma means mind. I said we can take in that sense because it is the mind which plays the maximum role in instigating persons to do any sort of work in life. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, all these four together is called as mind. But mind works a lot. Mind is, which is tentative, and buddhi is the firmness. Whenever mind is fickleness is there to the mind, then buddhi says that this is proper, this is not proper. If we go and do this, we get moksha or get good fruit, good result. So one should carefully listen to Atma Prabodha. The buddhi always advises only good, but people do not listen, do not care. They just hush it up and follow the temptative mind by which we can enjoy the pleasures with our senses. That is the weakness of all living beings, especially human beings. That is actually to get Dehatma Bhava itself is ignorance, that itself is the enemy. That is to get identity with the body, that thinking that this body is I, it is mine. So with Atma, Anatma, Viveka, discriminative power as to body is not I am not the body, I am not the senses, I am that Chit Shakti, which is Paramatma, which is in me. So that I should try to know and achieve. So with Atma, Anatma, Viveka, discriminative power, we should know the Satya, the truth, the eternal truth. Viveka is discriminative power. Manasu Buddhi. Chanchalam hi manak buddhi, manaha. And Siratma is buddhi. Nishchayatmika buddhi, samsayatmika manaha. Mind always doubts. Buddhi confirms. So we should know that I am Jiva, Jivatma, who should become Deva and should get moksha. That is the correct knowledge. And that knowledge is called as Viveka. That Viveka is our friend and relative. So that is the cause of liberation. So Tyajedekam kulasyarthe gramasyarthe kulam tyajet. Graman janapadasyarthe atmartham prithivim tyajet. That is how our rishis advised us. If by one person there is any harm to the kula, then that one person should be abandoned. If by any kula, suppose there is harm to a village, then that kula should be abandoned. If by a village any sort of trouble is going to come to a city, then that village should be abandoned. But for the sake of Atma, if necessary, we should abandon the whole earth. Atmartham prithivim tyajet, they said. The eternal laws framed by God never change. That is called as the niyati of the nature, niyati of Paramatma. It is called as Rutam. According to this Rutam, The sun, the moon, Panchabhutas, nature, they do their duties. Sunrise and sunset come regularly. That is, sun every day he rises in the east in the morning only, and sun sets in the west only during evening only. That is the Rutam. That is the law. And also sun gives us heat and luster, Kanti and health, Jiva. Then moon will always be very cool and gives pleasant luster. The dharma of water is to be cool and to flow downwards. The nature of fire is dahakatva. That is, the dharma of fire is dahakatva, and to go upwards. Then graha nakshatras move in their own kakshas. All these are due to niyati or rutam. All these are shasvata dharmas. They never change. They always behave with Paramatma Shasana Bhaya. That is, with respect towards the Paramatma Shasana. They do their duties correctly and sincerely and maintain this nature. Bhishasmad Vataha Pavate, Bhishodeti Suryaha, Bhayad Indrascha Agnischa, Mrityur Dhavati Panchamaha. It is with the fear of Shasana of Paramatma, the wind god blows, the sun rises. With that fear of Paramatma, Indra and Agni, etc., all gods, they work, and even a god of death also runs and does his duty perfectly. Yamadharma Raja. The Sadharana dharmas are those which change according to the change of time, space, and person, that we already said. Now, certain dharmas appear as if they are adharma, but they are not adharma, they are dharma only. They are called as dharma sukshmas. To protect big dharma, if it becomes necessary to do a small adharma, then that is not adharma. That is known as sukshma dharma. Dharma sukshma is there, we have to grasp it. In Kurukshetra war, Dharmaraja said loudly, Ashwethama hataha, and said slowly, Kunjaraha. This is dharma sukshma. That is dharma only, that is not adharma. Because that is due to Sri Krishna Paramatma only, Dharmaraja, he said like this sentence. Sri Krishna is Sakshat Paramatma. So when God commands to do any work, if we do, that is dharma, that can never be adharma. When Sumanta is taking Sri Ramachandra, Sita Mata and Lakshmana Swami to drop them in the forest to go for 14 years of Vanavasa, then Dasharatha Maharaja asked Sumanta, shouting loudly, to stop the chariot, not to take them. Then Sri Ramachandra asked Sumanta to continue the chariot riding and not to stop the chariot. Then Sumanta questioned Sri Rama, Prabhu, if I return back, when your father Maharaja asks me why I did not stop the chariot, even though he asked me to stop it, then what should I say? Then Sri Ramachandra said, you say that I did not hear in the sound of the chariot. We feel that it is telling lie. It's not the lie. It is protecting the Satya. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Murti Pavinchina Dharmamu, we say, Sri Ramachandra. So he is Paramatma. When Paramatma says, how can it be Adharma, Asatya? Sri Rama is Dharma embodiment, incarnation. Dharma is the form of Ramachandra. Sri Ramachandra is going to the forest on the words of his father to keep his father in dharma, to follow the words of his father. So he should go to the forest, and when once he started, he should not stop. So that is the dharma, not only his dharma, that is the dharma of even his father. So by a sort of vyamohas, either putra moha or any sort of mohas, infatuations, we should not deviate from the marga, from the path of dharma. So even if father out of putra prema asks Rama not to go to the forest, if Rama stops there, that his father gets the sin of not keeping his words. So the foremost important dharma of Sri Ramachandra at that time is to go to the forest to obey the words of and the oath given by Ramachandra, by Dasaratha Maharaja to Kaikeyi Mata. So to go to the forest and not to stop there is the dharma, to make his father stand in Satyanishta. Rama asked Sumanta to say that. Suppose Dasharatha questions. If at all he did not ask anything, Sumanta need not have to tell anything. So that is the dharma sukshma. Now in the nature, the rivers and oceans, though they flow at a very high speed, they never trespass the banks. Cheliyali katta we say. The mountains stand very firmly. They never fall down anywhere on any people. So they stand where they stand and stood still. Even the trees, though they grow from where they took birth and sprouted, they stand still, and then the branches and sub branches may spread, but the tree stands there only. That is the Niyati and law. The Panchaputas, rivers, trees, they never work for themselves. They work for the benefit and welfare of all living beings. Parupakaraya vahanti najyaha. Parupakaraya phalanti vrikshaha. Parupakaraya duhanti gavaha. Parupakarartham idam shariram. This body is given to us for parupakara. The trees and creepers, they give fruits, roots and flowers. They give shade. According to the seasons, they give fruits and all. Then Srishti, Sthiti, Laya also they take place in an order, Krama Paddhati. Gods have their own dharmas. If they are pleased by the devotion and prayer of human beings, if they appear before them, they never go away without giving a boon. So they should give the boons. That is the dharma of gods. Then animals have their own dharmas, instincts. For each and every living being, their dharmas exist for them. Rutam is there in nature, along with eternal truths. General dharmas also are there. All these will be applied to all human beings. We, the human beings, we got our own dharmas, manusha dharmas, such as speaking truth, practicing dharma, maintaining samata, prema, ahimsa, having bhutadaya, and we should do yajnacharana. Then aparigraha, having charity, dana guna, mata pitru seva, prakriti parirakshana, etc. All these are the dharmas of manavas, human beings. Wishing the welfare of others and not able to bear the sufferings of others is called as daya. Paradukha asahishnuta daya. Then to wish the welfare of all living beings is called as bhuta daya. So all human beings must possess daya and bhuta daya. That is our dharma. Among all human dharmas, manava dharmas, satyanishta and dharmanishta, dharmacharana, daiva bhakti, pitru bhakti, guru bhakti. These are most important, which should be followed by all human beings. All human beings have kutumba dharmas, that is kutumba sambandha dharmas. Then udyoga dharmas, the positions which they maintain and the work, the job they do, they should do sincerely. Work is worship, we say. Duty first, everything next. That is how we should do. Then sankhika dharmas are there towards the other human beings. Then another important dharma is having desha bhakti, which is most important than even daiva bhakti, we can say. Every person should have daiva bhakti, and at the same time, we should have desha bhakti. This desha bhakti itself includes daiva bhakti also. As the citizen of the country, it is our duty to serve our nation. Serving the nation means serving human beings, maintaining the system, the law and order of society and of our nature, keeping of the greatness of our nature among the other countries of the world. That is having desha bhakti. Most important dharma is atma dharma, to acquire atma gunas and Daivi gunas and elevating them to the Suddha Sattva guna and to get moksha. Now, certain dharmas vary from one person to another person. From each and every individual, many dharmas are there. So, as the son and daughter, we have to do our duty towards our parents. Then, as parents, we should behave properly as mother and father towards our children, as brothers, sisters, and as relatives towards the relatives, as a man with the, that is a human being, with the neighbors, as a student with the guru, as a ujogi, at the office where we do the work, and as a person in the society with all fellow beings. Then duty towards our nation as a citizen, dharma towards the dharma in which we are born, the mata, in whatever dharma or mata we say, the Paramatma made us to be born. We should maintain that dharma throughout our life. And in whichever family, to whomever mother and father, in whichever kula, in whichever nation, in whichever language, all these are decided by Paramatma. So wherever we are born, we should do our duties there sincerely. That is our duty. And also, besides all these dharmas, there are three dharmas duties to be followed by women especially. And also there are Purusha dharmas to be followed by men. Then dharmas for children, Putra dharmas. Then Vrittipara dharmas and all other such dharmas are there, which are to be followed by each and every individual, all human beings. And there are Varnasrama dharmas. Some people are getting doubt that when there are dharmas for the nature, the gods, human beings, and even animals, similarly, there are even demons, Rakshasas. Actually, somebody asked me once, so I am clarifying that even now at this time. So, Rakshasas will have their own dharmas. The dharmas of Rakshasas is to afflict others, to kill all innocent dharmika people, to disturb the yajna yagas, etc. That is their dharma. So why should they not follow their dharma? They are following their dharma. Then why God is coming and killing them and punishing them? Why human beings did not like Rakshasas and all, even gods fight with Rakshasas? Why this is happening? So they feel that if they follow their dharma, why should they be blamed and punished? Here we should know the fact that if anybody frame the dharmas as per their will and wish that and afflict others, they are not the real dharmas. If among human beings or among gods also, if we create certain dharmas and say, this is my dharma, I want to do this, and by that dharma, if any harm is done to anybody, that is not dharma. That is worth to be punished. So dharma should always be according to Shastra. Shastra Vihita dharmas are only dharmas that should be followed by entire creation. Srishti. So they should always be beneficial to themselves and to others and to the nature. Then only they are called as dharmas. So the Rakshasas feel that their dharmas are drinking, surapana, then to torture Bhagavad Bhaktas, to create hindrances to the Yajna Yagadi Daiva Karyas, to take away the havis offered in the yajnas without letting gods take it away. Actually, havis belongs to gods, but these Rakshasas, they rob them away. So all these are Rakshasa Krityas in view of Paramatma and Prakriti, and also according to Daiva Dharmas and even Manava Dharmas. These Rakshasa Dharmas are adharma. So Rakshasas are following the dharmas framed by themselves, created by their own feelings, not doing and following the dharmas framed by God. So what is Paramatma Shasana? That should be followed by all living and non-living beings of the universe. So suppose they say the dharmas of Rakshasas are what they are following, then God also says, it is my duty to punish them. Therefore, if any hindrances are occurring to dharma, then Paramatma takes incarnation. Paramatma declared, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, apyuthana madharmasya tadatmanam srujamyakam, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkrutam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Even Jagannatha said the same in Devi Mahatyam or Chandi Saptasiti. Itham yada yada batha danavebhyo bhavishyati, tada tada avatirya aham karishyami arisankshayam. The actions of cruel people are adharma, so they should be condemned and punished. God takes incarnation for dushta sikshana, sista rakshana, and dharma stapana. Lord Sri Mahavishnu took incarnation as Sri Krishna with these purposes, and also for martya sikshana, to teach to all human beings and to give them correct knowledge. That is why we got Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sri Mahavishnu was also born, that is, he took incarnation as Sri Ramachandra to show the ideals of human relations to all human beings and to establish dharma, dushta sikshana, sista rakshana, and establishing dharma and making the ideal rule to the people coming. So, Rama's avatara prayojana is that. Then Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Sri Ramachandra became ideal to all human beings by his virtues and virtuous ideal behavior as a son, as a brother, as a friend, as husband, and as the ruler, the king, and even as an enemy. And also he exhibited and became ideal in Ekapatni Vrata, and also Asrita Rakshana, and as an ideal king also, he is an ideal to the entire world. He never deviated even an inch in following dharma and satya. He always maintained his satya nishtha and dharma nishtha and made his father stood in satya nishtha. That is why he has become an ideal to all human beings and gods also. This is our Sanatana Dharma. When Sri Ramachandra bowed down to his mother and saluted her, did pranama to his mother, she blessed him like this. Yam palayasi dharmam tvam dhrutya cha niyamena cha savai Raghava Shardula dharmastvam aphirakshatu. Hey Raghava Shardula, Sri Ramachandra, which dharma you are observing with firmness and as a principle, that dharma will protect you. That dharma should protect you. Srimad Ramayana taught us about Satya, Dharma, and all dharmas related to family and all human relations. Mahabharata made us aware of the losses that occur due to hatred and kutsitas. Mahabharata narrated several samajika dharmas and morals. In Mahabharata, there are several upakhyanas. Each story gives us a moral, and the dialogues speak about several dharmas and dharma sukshmas. Srimad Bhagavata preached as bhakti. The Bhagavata itself is bhakti shastra. So it is that Bhagavata itself is considered as the form of Sri Krishna Paramatma. So it taught about Ananya Bhakti. Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. all should be followed throughout the life by all human beings, not just now and then. Dharma charana should become quite natural to us, a normal attitude to us. That should become part of our life. Since childhood, children should be taught all morals and devotion. If we follow dharma, that dharma protects us. Pravarakya used to worship fire god with all devotion, doing Trikala Sankhya Vandana and doing Agnikarya thrice a day. That was his principle, the niyama he kept. Once a Siddha came to his house and being pleased by his service, he gives him a sort of anointing paste to be applied to the feet, by the power of which within minutes he can go wherever he wants to go. So and see that place and come back also. So he went to Himalaya mountains and becomes very happy to see such great mountains and temples there. Then in the evening, he wanted to come back, return back home for doing his Agni Karya and Agni Arathana, Sanchya Vandana and all. But by the time that lepana which was applied to the feet, that has been washed away by the ice waters of Himalaya mountains. So he, even though he prayed, he tried, he could not fly. So then immediately he prayed fire god, and the fire god within minutes immediately made him reach his home happily, safely. This is an example for dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Elders say there should not be delay in dharmacharana. Vilamban nachare dharmo chalam chittam vinasrutihi. Dharma karyas should not be uh, done delayed. They should be done at once, immediately, and throughout our life we should do. Because nityam sannihito mrityuhu kartavyo dharma sangraha. Mrityu is always following us like the shadow. We do not know when it captures us. So we should always be ready to leave this body and go away along with Dharma Devata, Mrityu Devata, and leaving the body, we should go there. So whenever the time comes, we should be ready to go immediately. So Rabindranath Tagore said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I will set my guest with the vessel full of my life. So he is so firm, and he is inviting Mrityu. When he is always ready. Whenever death comes, he is ready to go happily, because he is fully prepared for that. He does not have any other duties to be done in this world. What all duties he had to do, for which he had been sent to the earth by God, he had finished it. So now he is ready. So at the time of our death, nobody can accompany us except dharma we do. So na amutrahi sahayartham pita mata cha tishtataha na putra dara na jnatihi dharmas tishtati kevalam. So we should always do our duty sincerely and practice dharma and gain punya, because it is dharma alone which accompanies us, not any of our relatives of this earth. Out of many faces, dharma has, even if we follow one dharma, one particular dharma, keeping that as our principle, then we can get liberated. All of us are aware of the story of calf and the tiger, which mostly mother says to all children of our motherland, all of us. The cow teaches to its calf that one should never tell a lie. One should always speak truth. One should always keep up the words we say and follow it, by which even the very ferocious tiger also left the cow wonderstruck at the Satyanishta of the cow. So that is the greatness of Satya Santata, that cow story, Gomata story, all of us are aware. So even if we follow one part of dharma, we will be saved in the life. We also know the story of Satya Harishchandra, who sold even his wife, his son, and he sold himself and became a servant. So why he did all this is to maintain his Satya Vrata. So Bali Chakravarti showed that by dana one can attain godhood, God's affection and favor. So Bali Chakravarti completely donated not only the land, 3 feet, he asked, isn't it? So Paramatma, he offered his aham mama. So because he left himself, his ahankara and mamakara, Paramatma favored him a lot rather than Indra. Shivi Chakravarti offered his body to protect the pagan who took his shelter. That is for Asrita Rakshana, and was praised even by gods and given the heavenly abode. Bhakta Mirabai and Vibhishana, there are several bhaktas who proved that in reaching God, one need not care anybody, any relations, anything belonging to this earth. Thus, in our Sahitya, there are several Udantas several stories that speak about the fruit of practicing, acting, doing, following dharma. Our Maharshis asked us to worship Surya Deva because Surya is Pracheksha Paramatma, we say. So, and Veda also commands us Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, etc. Then Satyam Vada, Dharmam, Chara, etc. All these are the Shasanas of God and our Vedas. Asavadityo Brahma, the Veda said, so we should worship Sun God. And fire God also, sun and fire, in fact, moon also, all are the power of one divinity, divine power, visible in different shapes and with different capacities, powers. So even Sri Ramachandra said, Aswathinam katham daivam prekarai rafirajyate, swathinam samatikramya mataram pitaram gurum. So in how many ways we can worship God who is not under our control, leaving the mother, father and guru who are always thinking of our welfare and taking care of us even without our being asking. So they take care of us in all necessities. So mother, father and teacher are Pratyeksha Daivas, guru or Pratyeksha Daivas to us, and we should worship them first and then God. Our Sanatana Dharma says that we should follow Varnasrama Dharmas. Varnas, the four Varnas, and Ashramas, the four. And also we should do Srauta Smarta Karmas with the mind of offering the fruits of actions to God. Our Sanatana Dharma says that in whichever family, whichever religion, in whichever country God made us to take birth, we should do our duties sincerely, befitting to the role we are playing there. And thereby we can get liberated. A foreign lady being impressed very much by the unimaginable, unmatchable intelligence, metas, and the knowledge and talent of Swami Vivekananda, asked him to marry her because she wants to get a son like him. For that, Swami Vivekananda immediately replied, Ma, for this, why to speak of marriage? This very moment I am accepting you as my mother, and you also please consider me as your son. Your wish will be fulfilled. Thus he never became tempted to such pralopas, never deviated and came out from brahmacharya vrata, never spoiled the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. So he enhanced the respect of our Sanatana Dharma. If anybody questions to say what is dharma, we can say this wonderful poem of Telugu given in Mahabharata. Oruleyavi onarinchina naravara apriyamu tanamanambunakagu. Orulakunavi seyakuniki parayanamu paramadharma pathamulakellan. For whatever actions done to us by others, we feel sad and get afflicted. We should not do such works to others. That is the great dharma. Duryodhana said, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, Janam yatharmam nachame nivrittihi, Kenapi devena hridistitena, Yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. I know what is dharma, but I do not have interest in doing that dharma. I know what is adharma, but I can never revert myself from that adharma because I just do whatever is being instigated from my mind. So somebody sitting in my heart to tell something to do, and I do that. So he knows and yet does the adharmika works. Thus he did not follow dharma, did all unrighteous deeds, and he perished ultimately. Yato dharmas tato krishnaha, yato krishnas tato jayam. Where there is dharma, there Krishna stays, that is, God exists. Where there is God, where there is Sri Krishna, there victory lies, there victory wins, there victory stays. That is why Pandavas got victory and Kauravas were defeated. Everybody should do their own duties. Sri Krishna Paramatma said, Swadharme nithanam sreyaha, paradharmo bhayavahaha. It is better to die while doing one's own dharma. Paradharma is always the cause of fear. Though the eternal dharmas are being followed at all times, yet, according to Yuga Veda, Dharma Vedas also are there. Krutetu Manavam Dharmam. Tretayam Gautamam Smrutam. Dwapare Shankha Likhitaha. Kalau Parasharaha Smrutaha. In Kruta Yuga, Manu Dharmas should be followed. In Treta Yuga, the dharmas given by Gautama Maharshi. In Dwapara Yuga, the dharma spoken by Shankha and Likhita brothers are to be followed. In Kali Yuga, we should follow the dharmas spoken by Vyasa Bhagavan, the son of Parashara Maharshi. Parashara means Parashara Sapatyam Puman. So in Srimad Bhagavata, it is said that Dharma Devata got 4 feet, namely Tapas, Shaucha, Daya and Satyam. In Kruta Yuga, Dharma existed with all these 4 padas. But in Treta Yuga, 1 pada, Tapas, has gone. And Dharma walked with only 3 padas. And in Dwapara Yuga, 1 more pada has fallen down and Dharma was walking with 2 feet. Then in Kali Yuga, 3rd pada, Daya, is also broken and Dharma is surviving with 1 feet, Satyam. So now we should try to revive the last 3 padas, the Tapas, Shaucha and Daya also, and see that Dharma moves with all 4 padas. Kalau Keshava Kirtanam, they said, Namasmarana Danyopayam Nahi Pashyamo Bhavatarane. So there is no other upaya, no other remedy except Namasmarana of Paramatma to get liberated, to get all these sadgunas and the 4 feet, reviving the 4 feet of Dharma, Purusha, Dharma Devata, or Dharma Devata is spoken in the form of a cow, Gomata. So everybody should develop sattvika gunas and devotion and try to get liberated. Now the 7th point is, what are the characteristics of dharma? There are many characteristics of dharma. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha, ahimsa satyam asteyam brahmacharyam aparigrahaha, etc. There are so many lakshanas of dharma. 10 more gunas of dharma are given in this shloka. Dhrutihi kshama damosteyam shaucham indriya nigrahaha shrir vidya satyam akrodhaha etad dharmasya lakshanam. Dhruti, that is dhairya or stiratva. Kshama is forbearance, enduring. Dama is sense control. Bhashyendriya nigraha is dama. Antarindriya nigraha is shama. Then asteya means not robbing others' properties or others' belongings. Shaucham is physical and mental purity. Indriya nigraha is control of internal and external sense organs. Krihi is bashfulness to do wrong deeds, adharma works. Vidya is to acquire correct knowledge. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrothaha, not getting angry, though there is cause for getting angry. So all these are the characteristics of dharma. Due to lack of time, I just gave only the meanings. Otherwise, we can explain all these lakshanas in detail in Telugu. When I spoke in Sanatana Dharma, in our Veda Samskruti Samiti, I explained all in detail. Now, 8th Dharma is most important items of Sanatana Dharma. Then under this item, I gave you 21 points or headings. So 21 plus 7. There are 28 points. You should know thoroughly to know about our Sanatana Dharma. You should try to know all these 28 points. I will just mention this. I have already mentioned yesterday these 21 points. But once again, just I will mention, not, I will not explain anything because time is already up, I think. So anyway, we cannot discuss in detail also now at present in 1 or 2 hours also. That cannot be completed. It takes hours together and days together, we can say. And if we want to know in our life, it may take years together to know the complete structure of dharma and to follow that and adopt it. Inherently, it is there in us. So since childhood, we should try to develop it. That is how parents should make the children. get aware of what is dharma and how to follow. It takes hours together, I said, to discuss all these points. In fact, all of us are unwillingly or willingly, knowingly or unknowingly, we all are aware of what is dharma and about all these 28 points also, and even more points also somebody may be knowing. So because we all are following them, though not fully. So the 21 points are, first one is the wealth of knowledge given to us by Maharshis. Second point is importance of Samskrita Bhasha, because entire Vaidika Vangmaya and the roots of all, that is Moola Granthas of all Shastras are there in Samskrita Bhasha only. Third point is to practice Satya and Dharma. Fourth point is Punarjanma Siddhanta. Fifth is Karma Siddhanta, doctrine of action. Then sixth is the definition of God and importance of idol worship. Seventh is to tell Sankalpa at the time of pujas. Eighth is Gotras and Pravara. Ninth is importance of cows and Brahmanas. Go Brahmanebhya Supamastu Nityam we say. 10th is Nitya Naimittika Vratacharana, Karma Charana. Then Agni Arathana and Yajna Samskruti is the 11th point. 12th is Pancha Yajnas, Pancha Runas. They are Devaruna, Rushiruna, Pitruruna, Putaruna, Atithiruna and all. Now 13th point is Chaturvarna, Chaturvarna, Chaturasrama, Dharmas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra, Varnas, and then Brahmacharya, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa for Asramas. Then Chaturvidha Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Then 15th point is Bhakti, Jnana, Karma, Dhyana, Upasana, Yoga, Margas and Samanvaya of all of them. Then 16th point is Guru Sishya Sambandha. Koti Janmarjite Punya Bhave Bhakti Prajayite we say. So that sort of bhakti should be there in God and Guru also. So Gurukula Vidya Vidhana is to be known thoroughly. Now 17th is Shodasa Samskaras, you all are aware of this. Now 18th is Kutumba Vyavastha, Vaivahika Bandha Pramukyata, and the greatness and importance of the role of Stri, the woman in the family, in the society, in the nation. 19th point is the place of women in our Sanatana Dharma. Yatra Naryastu Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devata, says Manu Maharshi. 20th point is the Sadacharas, the Acharas and Sampradayas coming traditionally to us, and the scientific jnana which is hidden in all our Acharas. And spiritual and health point of view also, all these are to be followed. Now 21st point is our Sanatana Dharma is the essence of all Vedas. Then in fact, we are indebted to all the Maharshis who gave us a lot of knowledge and awakened us. Yajna dana tapas karma na tyajyam karyamevahi. Yajno danam tapas chaite pavanani manishinam. So we should do all these words. Then importance of Sanskrit language, you can know if you join, all of you are already aware, if you join Samskrita classes, there the teachers will let you know, and about our Sanatana Dharma also, in every level of exam in the book, there are our contribution, what all our contribution to the world, they are there, the points you can know about the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma and our Samskrita Bhasha. Then actually we say Bharatasya Pratishtadve Samskrutam Samskrutis Tatha. Our Samskruti and Samskrita both are inseparably one. Now Satya Dharma, Satyameva Jayate Nanrutam we say Satyena Pantha Vitatu Devayanaha. Yenakramat Rushayo Triptakamaha Yatra Tat Satyam Paramam Nidhanam. God's please always with Satya Dharma. If we follow Satya directly, we can go to divine. Satyahino Vrutha Puja, Satyahino Vrutha Japaha, Satyahinan Tapo Vyartham, Apare Vapanam Yatha, Ushare Vapanam Yatha. Ushara Kshetras means the barren lands, if we sow the seeds, what happens? They will not sprout. Similarly, without Satya, if we do any vratas or pujas or anything, they are all waste, they said. Satyam Damas Tapas Saucham Saucham Santoshaka Krihi Kshama Arjavam Jnanam Shemo Daya Dhyanam Esha Dharma Sanatana. This is Sanatana Dharma to possess all these qualities. Now regarding Punarjanma and then Karma Siddhanta, all of you are aware, but we can discuss if time is there at any time in our webinars. Then Adatva Madhusho Mapuh Datvatvam Tradrusho Bhava says a beggar. So Dana is of such importance. Then Sanchita Karmas, Prarabdha Karmas, Agami Karmas, that is Anarabdha Karmas. We all know. Nahi Kaschit Khenamapi Jatu Kamaha Jatu Kamaha Atishtati Karma Krut. Karyatehi Avashah Karma Sarva Prakriti Jair Gunaihi. So we can never stay even for 1 single minute without doing any work. So how to do the works? With Nishkama, and by offering the fruit of actions to the God, we should do the works. That is how Bhagavad Gita says, and that is our Sanatana Dharma. Then Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. So by correct knowledge, we get moksha. Because Manayeva Manushyanam, we said we should control our mind and get the mind involved in dharmika karyas and dharma pravartana. Now, God, we say actually many people may get actually who is God, because we got so many gods. So what is the definition of God? Our Purana said in a very excellent way. They say Bhagavan we call for God. Who is Bhagavan? Bhagaha asya asti iti Bhagavan. Who got Bhaga is Bhagavan. Now what is Bhaga? Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yeshasaha sriyaha jnana vairagya yoschapi shannam vargo bhago mataha. These 6 qualities, they are called as Bhaga. So what are they? Perfect and complete totality of Aishwarya. Then Samagra, they said, because all human beings, some of human beings at least, maybe possessing all these 6 qualities are one of them, but they possess very limitedly. But all these 6 qualities should be in totality and Samagra perfectly. Then that is called the Bhaga, and those he who got this Bhaga is Paramatma. So Aishwarya, Dharma, Yeshass, Sriya, Jnana and Vairagya, all these should be in perfect and totality. And also Utpattim Nithanam Cheva, Bhutanam Agatim Gatim, Veti Vidyam Avidyam Cha Savatyo Bhagavaniti. And also one who is aware of these Utpatti and Nithana, that is creation and destruction, Srishti Pralaya, and also Utpatti also, then Poshaka also, Sthiti. Then Bhutana Magatim Gatim, one who knows how living beings come and go away, return. And also one who knows Vidya and Avidya, he is called as Bhagavan, because human beings do not have these qualities. So he is Paramatma. And we do idol worship. Why we do idol worship, Vigraha Aradhana? Because Chinmayasya Advitiyasya Nishkalasya Asharirinaha Upasakanam Karyartham Brahmano Rupakalpana, says Upanishad. So for the sake of sadhakas and devotees, that Nirguna Niranjana Paramatma is given a particular form with name and form, and we worship to reach the godhood and divinity. So for the Upasana, these Vigraha Radhana, Vigrahas came into existence, and we do Vigraha Radhana. And Nitya Naimittika Vratas, Nitya Karmas should be followed by each and every human being, and particularly Bharatiya. Snanam Sancha Jepo Homaha Devatanam Cha Pujanam Atithyam Vaishvadevan Cha Shat Karmani Dine Dine. These are the Shat Karma, the 6 works to be done by all people, all Bharatiyas, particularly by Brahmins, those who are born in that particular caste and being made by God, Paramatma, to work for the sake of welfare of society. Brahmanasya dehaha, that is the body of Brahmins, is not for their enjoyment, but for the benefit of society. That is the duty. These are only a few points of Sanatana Dharma, which we could cover in only 2 days classes, that too only 1 hour or 1 hour 10-15 minutes. So if time is there at a later stage, we can discuss all this. In fact, all of you are aware of all these points also. So I thank our Veda Samskruti Samiti, and especially to our Sri Akella Prabhakara Rao Mahodaya, and also Sri Amarendra Babu, the Lieutenant Colonel of our Veda Samskruti Samiti for giving me this opportunity to share a few of my ideas regarding Sanatana Dharma with all of you who came here to get knowledge about Sanatana Dharma. So I'm very happy to speak these 2 days, at least for a few points I could cover. And I thank one and all. I thank Veda Mata, and I thank our Samskrita Bhasha Mata Girvana Vagdevi, and I thank our Sanatana Dharma, and I bow down to Sanatana Dharma and Girvana Mata. Thank one and all. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదాలండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఆపకుండా చాలా చాలా చక్కగా చెప్పారు. 1.5 hours. Anyway, now one thing I want to announce is we are going to have yoga classes for 1 month. CSR Prabhu Garu, you all know, he is going to take it. He says that he will start the classes from 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:30. And that is one point which I want to convey. And second one is that yesterday also Visalakshi Garu also mentioned that having gone through this course, we should be able to express our ideas on Sanatana Dharma. So to that extent, we have decided that we will try and practice a small speaking on with a small idea behind this, form up some ideas. So most of you can do that, I know, and all of you are more experts than many people here. So but there are some people who need this, who are going through this. So therefore we have devised a Google form. That form is I will just show you that form, and that is very simple. I don't know, some people are not attempting to open this Google form. Is it a problem of not being able to open, or you have some inhibitions in doing it? So to that extent, I wanted to tell you, like so when you open it, you will get a question form like this. So what is the Google form? Some heading will be there, and after that some description will be there. See, most of you know, I'm just talking about some people who do not know, are not answering, or not attempting also. So yeah, they will ask you one question, you just have to answer. Keep typing here, keep typing here, like this. Actually what you get is preview. This one you will get, like email. It is asking for email, it is asking for PIN, it is asking for name. After that, in this form, one question will be there: what is Sanatana Dharma? Write in 150 to 200 words. You just write it like this only. In this only you write it. You don't have to go anywhere. What are your plans to promote and propagate Sanatana Dharma? So what do you think? Actually, second question is important. How do you practice Sanatana Dharma in day-to-day activities? So you just look at yourselves, your activities, and you know what is Sanatana Dharma now, and what are you doing? Are you doing anything connected with this, or not connected with this, inside the house or outside the house? You just put it in a point wise. And third one is, what are your plans? What do you think, how do you promote it and propagate it? After that, if you want to give any feedback, you can give. And then this is the place where you submit it. Okay. Once you submit it, that means that information is logged into the net. Now, like this, you have the form, and the response, which I get is like this. Once you do this, So like that, who is the person who has done it? What is his email? What is his PIN number? And what is his name? CC Babu Garu has answered this. I have sent him this link. I didn't send it to others, just one for practice purpose. And he has written around 150 to 200 words. I don't know how many words are in this. Even if you take 10 in each line, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 into 10, around 150 you will find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Around 15 into, okay, 15 into 15, around 200 words. Then the next one is this. What is it? How does he practice Sanatana Dharma at home and outside? And then third one is what are his plans? And also he has given the feedback. So this is how you have to, when I send a link to you, this is how you have to tackle. You have to click on the link. Once you get this, you go through all the questions and then submit it. Once you submit it, the response will come to me like this. Now, this is how. Now, I find a lot of you people on the webinar not being able to raise your hand. I don't know why people are not being able to raise your hand. Do you know how to raise your hand or not? Those who know how to raise your hand, please. Those who know how to raise hand, please. It is just, teach people who do not know how to raise their hand. Some more. Ramakrishna Vemuri, I don't know why he knows that. Ramakrishna Garu, Archana, Radha Krishna Murthy Garu, Viswanathan Garu, don't you know? Lakshmi, Praveen, Sripala, are you all there or not there? Krishna, Lakshmi. I'm just spending 2 minutes on this. Please don't mind. This is to ensure that you all know while attending to webinar how to raise questions. Ramakrishna Garu, are you there? Archana, Radha Krishna. Hey, Viswanatham Garu, 110, not there. 123, Lakshmi Garu, Praveen, Divedi, Raghavendra Rao Garu, Ramadevi Garu. Acha, now, Lalita Garu, can you just explain how to raise hand?
Yeah. See, to raise hand, we have to go on and press on top of our name. On name, if you press on our name, we'll get two options. One is raise hand. The other option is rename. So raise hand, if you touch on raise hand, the hand will come. The raise hand will come next to your name. Means, the host or the co-host, whoever is there, will understand that you want to speak something. That is how we raise our hand. Just touch on top of your name and touch. You just press on it. You'll get two options, raise hand, rename. Some people now today also, one person had named it as motto. I kept asking in the chat, give your pin, give your pin. They didn't respond. You go there and rename, that's all. Each one of you put your pin and name there. You can rename. These two options are available on top of every name. So please, you can all do that very easily. It will come automatically. Raise hand is an option given by Zoom. It's a feature. So you touch it, you will get your raise hand. That's all.
Okay.
That's. Thank you.
Okay, those who could not raise
I'm
hand.
not getting it. I'm not getting it like that.
How are you getting?
I got by reactions. By going to reactions.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to reactions.
You all
not
go
by
to
touching the name. I went to the reactions and down the line and down this thing.
That is your co-host.
There are various.
You are a co-host, na, Mahadaya.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, as a co-host, you will have all those features. So many other features will be there. But for all others, it will be only raise hand and rename. That's all. You are a co-host. Co-host will have all that options.
I have allowed you all to unmute. So those who could not raise hand, just speak now.
Yeah,
Unmute and speak.
Subhodaya and Ramakrishna here.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I have not raised the hand, Andy. I have not raised the hand about that.
Why?
I know the procedure, so I had not asked. I had not told that.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, I know. That is reactions, we have got a reaction.
No, I'm just I'm looking for people who do not know how to raise hand. So those who know how to raise hand, raise your hand.
Yeah, this reaction, facility is as per it is available in my laptop also, even though I am not the host.
Radha Krishnamurti garu, Vishwanatham garu, I think they are not there. Otherwise, unmute and speak. All those who could not raise their hand.
What Ramakrishna is telling is, even though he is not co-host, that reactions icon is there.
Yes, yes.
By going to reactions icon, everybody can raise their hand.
Okay, that is all, versions of this Zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
Versions of the Zoom.
We want the people to raise hand.
I'm interested in knowing, those people who are on this meeting and cannot raise hands. I'll just speak again. Archana, Radha Krishnamurti garu, Vishwanatham garu, Lakshmi, 125, Praveen Divedi, Sri Bala, Radha Ramadevi, Durga, Sudha Rani, Sandilya garu, Ashish, Suguna, Vemuri, Sugunan garu. You can't raise hand. Surprising. Ganga Deep, Tanya, P. Vishwanath, 86, Prasoon Pandey, Sumati Rai, Krishna. I think these people are
86. I have already raised and lowered.
No, don't lower it, yeah. Don't lower it.
Why is so much
Please,
time?
please don't lower it. Otherwise, I can't.
Everybody. Unmute everyone.
I unmuted everyone. They can speak also.
Responding to your call.
Okay, all of you unmute, please. Those who not raise the hand, unmute. I just want to have some interaction with you people. That's all. Just for 1 minute only, not more than that. Hey, you people are not unmuting. That means you guys are not there. Raise your hand. Prasoon Pandey, raise your hand. Reactions, go to reactions and raise hand. Archana, unmute. Vishwanatham, 112, 110. Lakshmi. Okay, I think very
Raise your hand.
all of you know it. Only about a few do not know. That is good. Now let us have a question answer session. All of you.
Babu garu oka vishayam ikkada, it's not about the procedure gurinchi kaadu. There is some technical difficulty. It is not allowing to raise the hand now. I'm trying to raise the hand, but my name itself is not appearing there.
Your name is not appearing.
Yeah, actually, one should be able to see his name,
Correct.
at the top. But today, my name is not being there. It's not being displayed.
He has to scroll and get it.
No, I scrolled. I've done that.
Achha.
Even the name is there, sir. Ramakrishna sir, your name is there, 072.
Yeah. Now ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది ఇందాక
is appearing as 72 072 Ramakrishna is appearing here.
It is appearing. అంటే అది గ్యాలరీ వ్యూ లో అయితే వచ్చింది.
ఇది కర్సర్ ని పైకి పెట్టుకోవాలండి. ఇది కర్సర్ ఉంటుంది కదా ఇక్కడ, దీన్ని బాగా పైకి లాగితే పైన ఉంటుంది మీ పేరు. ఓకే. అచ్చా, now thank you very much for the interaction. Now all of you mute yourselves and then lower your hand. Lower your hand, please. Thank you for the interaction with all of you and the patience you have displayed. Thank you very much once again. Now we will interact with Visalakshi garu for 5 minutes, and after that I'll give you the link. You can answer. Those who want to speak now, Sharma, 73. B.S. Sharma garu, you want to speak? Rajesh Kumar Tripathi, you want to speak? You are still raising your hand.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
all are
hearing
like
it.
that only today. I think they are not. They just raised their hand. They didn't lower it.
Please put down your hand. Otherwise, I keep asking, you want
No,
to
no,
ask.
I'm lowering it. I am lowering for everybody.
Okay, that is good. So if anybody wants to interact, please. Otherwise, I'm going to send you this question paper, test paper.
I asked it in the chat. May I ask? Yes.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. I asked in the chat that actually, like Swami Vivekananda directly jumped from brahmacharya towards sannyas. According to the Varnashrama Dharma, he should have passed through brahmacharya, then grahastha, then vanaprastha, then sannyas.
Actually, for that process of these 4 ashramas are meant for all people, all Bharatiyas we can say. But there are exceptional great personalities who got divine power in them and for whose birth there is a great purpose. So Swami Vivekananda is one of the personalities of divine power and to earth serve a purpose of his life. So though he did not step into this Grihasthasrama and Vanaprastha, he is directly blessed by the God and Guru. So exceptional cases are always there.
Thank you.
Madam, namaskaram. As per the Creator God, what are the dharmas of Rakshasas? Because you broached the topic that their pravritti is coming from their own guna. What are the actual as per Creator?
Actually, what God is creation. Naturally, whenever there is good, there is bad. When there is light, there is darkness. That is the nature of the nature. So when gods are there, Rakshasas are there. But the purpose of creating Rakshasas is to make them leave their Rakshasa gunas, Rakshasa pravrittis, slowly to attain Satvika gunas and divine qualities and at least mold them to such a level that they should be able to take human birth and then later become gods. Even they are the Sanatana of Paramatma only, but due to conditions, they happen, jivas which are to be born in the Rakshasa, they have born like Rakshasa. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will close with Prarthana and Janaganmana. Thank you for the interaction today.
Namaste అండి. సార్ ఇప్పుడు అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ ఎగ్జాస్టివ్ కోర్స్. ఇప్పుడు మేడం చెప్పారు నిన్న ఇవాళ చెప్పిన దానికి జిస్ట్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంది కాబట్టి కెన్ వి గెట్ ఎ పీడిఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వాట్ ఎవర్ షీ హస్ స్పోకెన్?
Actually, somebody has answered this question also. And like Sisi Babu garu, whatever you are hearing from her, that is the text. Okay. So now what you need to do is go through that. Or if you want to make notes, make notes. If you could not do it now, you make notes separately at your ease. That way you learn also. Also, otherwise somebody sends you, the text and you may not even have time to look at it. Okay, so this is what experience of many, and whatever she is doing, you could have seen it. She is in fact displaying her video also. So she is covering all the points which are in her text. Okay, so anything else?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Video, please hear the videos for number of times.
Yeah. టెక్స్ట్ అంటే పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి వీ కెన్ జస్ట్ సీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ రిఫరెన్స్. ఇప్పుడు వీడియో మొత్తం వినాలి అంటే దట్ టేక్స్ ద హోల్ లెంత్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ థింగ్. ఓకే.
And if you can make, nice text out of this, it will be useful to others. You see the recording, and then if you can make the text, that will be great.
Okay.
And that is a
we need volunteers, Sugunam Bhumuriji.
Thank you, sir.
See, there's a lot of hard work is required behind that. If you're asking a PDF is very easy by you. But
I know that, sir. I know that, it's only
that's why we need volunteers. We need volunteers to help us.
Yeah, that is true. I know that the amount of energies you are spending on this is enormous. I really appreciate it. And I get surprised also, how come, you can be so very dedicated. So that's easy way of approaching you by taking the ready refer things and all that. I know that. I'm sorry, but in any case, I was trying my luck.
Get volunteers. Get the volunteers for us.
Yeah.
We will do wonders.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, if no other points.
Sri Bala was raised her hand.
Good morning, everybody. I also got the same actually question. If I can get a small note, but then since you also already expressed the challenge in making a small note of each topic, maybe the other option could be each of us can take as a volunteer to prepare small notes on each topic, and give it to the respective speaker so that they will make sure that we prepared the notes correctly or not, and the collectively we can share across each other. That is just my suggestion. If you feel it's okay, then.
Everybody out of the 8 points, everyone can take one point each and make a notes by hearing the video. That is a good suggestion. Please do that.
Because we wanted to also share with others while learning while learning for ourselves. We also wanted to share for others. For that, we actually need to prepare small notes on these topics. So that would be maybe easier for all of us. I know it's a difficulty to listen the entire video again. Instead of doing listening all and preparing, maybe each one of us can take 1 or 2 topics and prepare the small notes and share across among us.
What shall we do now is, please give the names who are interested to do this job in the group. We will give each one topic. Okay. Babu will give number 1 topic so and so, number 2 topic so and so, and those people can hear the video and make the notes and give to us. We will compile and give to you.
Yeah.
That's better.
Thank you.
So please, who are interested to do this job, please give their names in the group.
Okay.
Namaskar, Mahodaya.
Next.
Namaskar. I am Raghavendra Rao, pin number 12. Okay. I would like to volunteer to make notes of Dr. Visalakshi Mahodaya for this 2 days Sanaatana Dharma course. I am really very much amazed and got very, very good interest, and I have started also scribbling down. Okay, I have started visualizing that video, right? So kindly include my name for volunteering for Dr. Visalakshi Gari's 2 days Sanaatana Dharma program notes. I will make it.
Yeah.
Sir, please include my name also.
You send a message. Which one you want to do?
Please send a message in the group.
Whatever you give, I will do, sir.
Okay.
PIN number and your name, you please mention in WhatsApp group. We will enlist their name with the topic. That's it.
Sure. Right.
You will give.
Sir, we can't give the messages.
You will be given another 5 hours extra.
Okay, then
yes,
sir, we cannot post in the WhatsApp message. That's why we volunteered now, because only admins can post the messages in WhatsApp group.
In that case, Mahodaya, I would like to take Visalakshi ma'am's Bhagavad Gita sessions actually.
People can post directly to Colonel Babu Garu's WhatsApp number, and then he is the person who is
No,
going
there
to
is
manage
another
everything.
called Sanaatana Dharma group. There are two actually. One of the Sanaatana Dharma course, where only admin can post, but there is also another group is created, Sanaatana Dharma group. Are the all members are there?
I don't think.
No, sir. No, sir. No, both the groups.
All
Yeah,
members
both the
of the
groups
course
only
group can
admins.
be included in that Sanatana Dharma group so that they can have each other. That will be good.
I don't think. There are only few people are part of this course.
Who are not in the group, give direct message to me or to Babu. We will convey to him.
That is simple. That's
okay. You give a direct message.
లలిత గారు నేను కూడా నా పేరు కూడా వేయండి. నేను కూడా
మీరు ఎప్పుడు ఇంటరాక్షన్ యు ఆల్ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ విత్ మీ జాన్సీ గారు వి ఆల్ ఆర్ ఇన్ రెగ్యులర్ డైరెక్ట్ టచ్ విత్ మీ ఐఎమ్ కన్వేయింగ్ ఇట్ టు బాబు గారు ఆల్సో వెన్ ఇట్ హ్యాపన్స్ ఎనీథింగ్ దిస్ వన్ మీన్స్
నేను 2 పాయింట్స్ తీసుకుని దాన్ని నరేట్ చేసి ఇస్తాను.
షూర్ షూర్
పేర్లు కూడా ఇప్పుడే ఇవ్వాల తర్వాత ఇవ్వచ్చు కదా.
మళ్ళీ ఇస్తాంలేండి. ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ కంక్లూడ్ చేద్దాము ఎందుకంటే అందరూ వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు ఒకరొకరు.
అదే అందుకని అంటే ఇమిడియట్ గా ఇప్పుడే ఇయ్యాలా తర్వాత ఇయ్యొచ్చు కదా.
Please note down the names interested people.
Yeah, I know all are telling now. I know all your names. I'll make a list of it myself. Okay. I've noted it.
Madam, Sanskrit link పెడతామన్నారు, పెట్టలేదు.
అది
Sanskrit learning
Sanskrit classes లింక్ కావాలని అన్నారు ఝాన్సీ గారు. లింక్ పెడతామనేసి అన్నాం మహోదయ. మీరు ఆ రోజు చెప్పారని కొంతమంది నాకు మెసేజ్ చేస్తారు.
పెట్టాను చూడలేదేమో వాట్సాప్ లో.
అది ఉందండి.
Immediately.
Yeah, I think I also wanted and please.
I placed it immediately in the WhatsApp group, one Google Meet link and one Zoom link.
Yeah, it is there. I've seen it.
On the same day, the day I said that I will give the link, the same day I put the link. Again, I will put now. And the course is now in advanced stage now. Already we completed the courses. And I am going to Abhyasam now. We are doing Abhyasam now. The revision of the exercises we are doing now.
Yes, sir. I already.
So
already passed.
Again in September we will start a course. Again course. Batch will be started in September. After exam is over. August is the exam. August Sunday is the exam. Last Sunday is exam. After August last Sunday, again September, the new batch will start.
Yes, sir. I already finished first part. Now I'm doing Parichaya. So,
Jansi ji, are you in WhatsApp or not?
Yes, sir. I'm in the WhatsApp.
Then you give a message to me directly. I will send you directly the links.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Can we please close? We have other works to do.
Sisi Babu garu is stuck because Janaganamana.
Please see the links. I am going to put in Sanaatana Dharma group today again.
Okay, now let us have Prarthana, please.
And one more question. I am the link. You say if you want a link, if you want to talk to, if you want to learn Sanskrit, please give a message to me, giving your name and place. Then I will immediately respond to that. Whoever wants to learn Sanskrit, give a message to me. I want to learn Sanskrit. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Shall we close? Vasundharaji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us start.
Om Purnamada Purnamit Shamita. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om Sarvesham Swastirbhavatu. Om Sarvesham Santirbhavatu. Om Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Tejas विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सत्यं वद धर्मं चर सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः।
ధన్యవాదములు వసుంధర, లక్ష్మీ వసుంధర మహోదయ.
अस्तु महोदय, सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः.
Yeah. Now let us have Janaganamana from CC Babu garu.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद।